Good afternoon, Pokésports. It's your host, Mike, and I still play with one Pokemon on the field, but today we're doing it in Pokemon Unite. These days, I have gotten obsessed with the Pokemon Dodrio. It came out just a couple weeks ago, and you know what? It's been tearing up the ladder. So much so that on my last stream, I started with this. All right, so far with Dodrio, 22 battles, so barely in the double digits still, but a 72% win rate over 22 battles is honestly pretty decent. I will take that any day of the week. And so the games commenced. Since then, we've played about 20 or so games with Dodrio, and I've had mixed reviews with it. So we're going to go into a couple games here. I'm going to talk about my thought process. Let me know how you like this kind of video, because this is something that we're trying absolutely brand new on the channel. But either way, let's hop right into the first game. Okay, so heading into the first game here, we're actually playing with Kevin in this one. Kevin, the Delphox. I'm going to be the Dodrio. We have a Slowpoke and a Buzzwole on top. We've got Kevin, the Delphox, and the Aegislash on the bottom. And of course, I am in the jungle. I think all of the games in this batch of videos are going to be Doduo in the jungle. But what's interesting here is that right at the beginning, you might have noticed that I was able to peck right over the wall. That's something really cool about Doduo that you're just able to do. As you run right through, you just zoop right over the wall. You go and knock out your first your Xatu really easily. What I typically like to do with the beginning of the games here, I like to just go for my reds and blues, and then go straight down to the goal. Usually these days, or at least in the low masters that I'm at, what people will do is they'll just run over to the goal and try and score, like try and trade scores. So running over to that enemy goal is actually really easy. Now you see here that I actually did invade the Azumarill's jungle, and I was able to actually steal that blue, which helps a little bit in the early game, but it is an Azumarill, so it doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be that much weaker. It can just kind of run up and Aqua Tail somebody to death, and then suddenly it's all the way back. See, right now, like, I cannot engage on this Azumarill, even though I still have that blue, because I'm terrified that it'll knock me out. So up here, I'm trying to get another score. I have an attack weight and an Aeos cookie, so I do want to boost my stats by scoring a little bit. Not necessarily in the cards right now. We're going to go try and fight here. The fight isn't necessarily going to work out. And so very quickly, I'm like, all right, get out of here. Meanwhile, Kevin's off fighting a Mew over at the left side jungle, and I thought maybe I can actually go and help out with this, take it out, maybe get some experience. No, that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to have to run away, maybe try and score a little bit, but that's not going to happen as well, because the Piloswine is just such a good goal defender that it just isn't worth it. Not worth it at all. So I'm going to run back. Time to go back into the jungle. Time to farm a little bit more. And this is at the time where I was going Tri-Attack. For quite a few games, I was using my R as Tri-Attack. It's one of the highest meta picks right now for Dodrio. Right now, 55% of Dodrios are going Tri-Attack and Agility, and 18% are going Tri-Attack and High Jump Kick. So I thought, you know what, maybe I should try and follow the meta a little bit, see how I can do that. But Tri-Attack, to me, is such a hard attack to land. Once you start it, you are locked into hitting in that direction. You'll see I'm running up here, and I'm able to like fire as I'm running up to the Pokemon there. But like running over here, it's hard to get in close, which is what Dodrio's auto attack wants to do, while also staying far away, which is what Tri-Attack wants to do. So I run back, I go and steal the citruses from my top lane team. And at this point, it's just agility in, agility out, Tri-Attack in, run out, Tri-Attack in, run out, to always keep that running gauge going. Dodrio does have that sprint gauge, which is really cool. It helps me get out of a lot of fights. You'll notice in a lot of these videos that I don't have a very high death rate. I'll maybe go down, I'll get KO'd like maybe twice in a game. Uh, you see here, this Pilosline's like really trying to get me, but I am just too fast with my scoring because Dodrio splits the goals in thrine, not even in twine, but in 3. And you'll see this as well. I probably can score after I get this Audino if I can just hurry it up. But now, yeah, it looks like the Pilosline's taking those Swablu, so I kind of want that instead. Once I hit level 9, I'll actually be able to do something here. But wow, look. I love how fast Dodrio scores. I can just run right through the Piloswine, right through the Mamoswine, score my goal, and then run right out. Gonna go take down the Swablu's, gonna go take down the Altaria. Meanwhile, up at top, Regieleki is going down, or there's a fight over Regieleki that I should probably have been going toward, but I feel like when I am Dodrio, it's just kind of my own little world, just trying to score as many points as possible because Dodrio is just such a fast, mobile character. So here I go, going to use my first Unite move and actually get a pretty decent amount of KOs with that. Collect all the Aeos energy, score a little bit more, get the Aeos cookie stacks, get the attack weight stacks. And now we're actually in a really good position to go and take out the Regieleki, but I don't actually know if we're going to do that here. Mostly because the Greninja just wanted to run in and wreck face, which is exactly what's happening. But we actually turned it around, which is really, really cool. There's a hoop on that side, which, you know, I saw that hoop and I'm like, no, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to be a part of this. So instead, I'm going to go and score. Now, one regret I had in this game and in a lot of the games that I was playing while I was recording these is just that I wasn't using my goal getter that often. And people who watched me stream this earlier this week will also note that I didn't press Y that often. I used to be using an attack weight, and I just wasn't hitting that button. That would have helped me, KO the Swablu's and the Altaria, and then go back and score again that much quicker. Maybe I could have actually been up at the Regieleki by now. Meanwhile, my Buzzwole hates me, so he's pinging me. But that's how it goes when you're the Dodrio, is you kind of leave it up to the 4 teammates while you go and get all of the points in the game. And here I go trying to be a hero. I'm like, okay, I've got all these points. I've got all these levels. I can go and fight. Let's do this. Doesn't actually work out like that. The Regieleki is really aggressive going toward that goal. And yeah, I'm able to get some really good damage off with that Unite move. Oh, but trying to take down the Mew is just difficult, and trying to take down this Greninja is so sad because it's just so mobile and it takes me out. But I will say, 7 minutes in, this is my first KO of the game. All right, so being able to run around that much, score as many points as I scored, it's like, I don't know. To me, I think that is a good way to play, but my tri-attack is mostly meant for attacking, right? I use movement speed emblems, and I'll show you the emblems at the end of the game. I have the goal getter, so I don't think that the tri-attack is actually lending itself too well to the way that I play Dodrio versus Drill Peck, which would have, propelled me forward toward where I was supposed to go. Here I'm just kind of fighting to stay alive. There's a Mamoswine here. There's a Slowbro here. Delphox is doing as much as they can. I can't really do all that much except for charge in and KO the Mamoswine and the Hoopa, which is pretty sweet. And now Rayquaza is up. 2 minutes left in the game. We're struggling to keep up. As much as I'm scoring, my team is just getting bashed by the enemy team, which is not great. And honestly, I would have to say that I'm probably a large part of the problem in this game here, because I am running around, I'm scoring, and the enemy team is just kind of like leaving me alone and letting me do that. Meanwhile, they're able to group up incredibly hard and just steamroll the team. And you see that they took 2 people on my team, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to fight over this. I am just going to go and score myself, get even more, and then maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to go and pull a Rayquaza steal or pull a something cheeky here I tried to unite. It made me run all the way around, and it's just not looking good. The enemy team was able to get the Rayquaza. They're going to more than likely score at least 100 going into this shield here. So Mew's able to score the 100 and break that goal. There's nothing to contest this Hoopa, so it's just going to score that 100 at the goal. This is more or less GG at this point. The Ages, I mean, they're scoring a little bit over there. They're trying to anyway. Not going to work. There's a 50 energy Greninja there, but yeah. This Mew still with the shield, able to go and score just a little bit more while I try and attack it. Again, it's just, it's so very depressing. Able to deke around the Mew a little bit, which is great, but not able to get a kill. I don't know, man. Like Dodrio is, I love how fast Dodrio is, and I love how well Dodrio can score. And we're gonna see in 4 seconds. And the reason that I'm not cutting out this obvious loss is to show a point. All right. And that point is that Dodrio scores like crazy. All right. So once this loads up, we'll be able to see just how many points that Dodrio scored. Here we go. And boom. So as crazy as that game seemed, we only lost by 60. And the thing is, how many points did I get? 189. That was 189 points. So even though it felt like an obvious loss, the point differential was not that high. If I was able to get, 30 more points right at the end of the game, I would have been able to actually beat that out. And that's not necessarily hard to do. 30 more points times 2, because last 2 minutes, that's another 60. Boom, 477. But just unfortunate that I wasn't able to get those points. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the second game, and this time I'm gonna change things up a little bit. So moving into the second game here, I'm deciding at this point not to actually commit to Tri Attack. All right, the whole point of using Tri Attack before was so that I could be a little bit more present in battles, but the way that I play Doduo and Dodrio, it doesn't lend itself well to me like going in and competing with the rest of the team. That was a garbage move that I just did, jumping over that wall. That sucked. The whole thing is just like, I don't know, the Doduo and Dodrio, they're so glass cannony, they're so weak that I don't feel comfortable going in and attacking very much. So my point is that I want to go in, drill peck, and get out. That's all I want to do. Or I go in, I dash in with my boosted attack, and then I dash out. I think the Absol actually goes down here. Yes, Kevin actually took that out as that's not Steamy. I forget the second evolution. Yeah, I mean, this game is a little bit different. The Pokemon are actually quite similar. There's a Fennekin in there. There's a Buzzwole in there. It's just the Mr. Mime and the Steamy that are different, the Serena. So again, I go down bottom, and I have a lot of success down bottom. I often have a lot of success when I go down bottom early. I did use the goal getter early here, and really at this point, I'm like, okay, no, every 90 seconds, I need to try and make a decent goal attempt. That is just my whole mantra in this game and moving forward if I'm going to use goal getter here. Because if you have 90 seconds to use a goal getter in any given game, you can use that at least, I want to say 5-6 times, something like that, if my math works. Ooh, is this fight actually going to go in our favor? No, because they have a Blissey. It can't, right? Yeah, no, there's no way. So the Azumarill is just going to get away unscathed. That's super unfortunate. Oh, but can I actually do it? Yes, we take out the Azumarill. Okay, and then I just leave because I am not about to fight a Blissey. However, I went too quickly up and I found an Absol, which, oops. So an early death for Dodrio. It's not necessarily what you want to see. I really just need to go and score some points right now. That goal getter is getting close to cooldown being up. And I don't know. I'm looking top and I'm seeing the Absol scoring and I'm thinking, no, you know what? That Absol is not something I want to face right now. But if it does keep going, then maybe I'll be able to kind of wrap around and score really quickly. Because again, Dodrio scores incredibly quickly. So running down bot, going to try and score that easy 23 right in the morning. Do I fight this? I don't know if I fight this. No, I think I'm trying to get out. That was a little too cheeky, trying to get that funnel bait. Really, right now there's not too much to do except for get my Unite move and maybe use it. I was able to use my goal getter the last time it came off cooldown, so just 60 seconds left for that. Then charging in to get the Azumarill. I do get that. Wow, that's great. And then the Blissey goes down. However, the unfortunate thing is that up at top, we've got 3 Pokemon just absolutely decimating that entire lane. They've got the Regieleki. Regieleki went and scored. All 3 of those Pokemon went and scored. I'm surprised that goal didn't go down. And yeah, all that for a goal at the bottom and Regice. So why not? Why not? At this point, really, it's just trying to stay alive. There's a huge fight going on, and you know what? The Absol is just too powerful with the pursuit. Not a huge fan of that. So coming back in, I believe both of my deaths so far, both my KOs have been at the hands of the Absol, which, you know, kind of makes sense. Dodrio has a lot of natural enemies in this game. Absol absolutely being one of them. Buzzwole is absolutely one of them. When I see a Buzzwole, I just kind of run. Anything that can inhibit Dodrio's ability to run is kind of a natural enemy. So like Slowbro is like that as well. One of the main ways that people get around that is by using a full heal, so they can just kind of get out of any movement impairing and just kind of keep running away. Back in the jungle trying to get level 11, I got Drill Peck. And really, again, Drill Peck is just so I can get around a little bit quicker, or to help push other Pokemon as I try to run away. I think it just makes too much extra sense. It's just like, if you're going in one direction, then why not have a move that propels you further in that direction? Just sometimes, you know, you have to wait for your sprint gauge to go up so you don't accidentally use it on nothing. But this is actually something that I really like Dodrio for here. And I'm risking being wrong about this. Yes, I am right about this. It's where Dodrio can just kind of like see danger and immediately get away from it. Here I don't have my Unite move, so I can't actually engage as well as I want to, but I am able to take out the Glaceon, but then I go down at the hands of the Regieleki. Just very scary having that Regieleki is that 6th Pokemon out there to fight with you. Not my favorite moment. But they are actually able to get rid of the Regieleki, which is really nice. Okay, so at this point, 4 minutes left of the game. It's just score time. I need to score as many times as possible. I've been doing a pretty decent job in this game of keeping my goal getter on cooldown. As long as you are doing that, you are taking advantage of the item that you have. It's a good item. We're going to be able to break this goal here, but I actually decided to leave that last little bit for Mr. Mime, and that's what that's another thing that I really like about Dodrio, is because you're separating your Eos energy into 3, you can more or less choose when to break a goal if you have close to enough. At this point, I didn't think that I was going to be able to take down the Absol, so I just kind of did a Hail Mary score. We're really struggling at this point. And this is the problem. Like, I feel like I'm the problem with a lot of these games, is like, I'm running around and I'm scoring a ton, but the enemies are scoring even more because I'm not there, because I'm off scoring, right? So I don't know. We'll see how this goes though. So, we're 30 seconds out until Rayquaza. It looks like the enemy team is up at the Regieleki. So really the point is just to either, stop them from doing that or say, forget it, let's go and score a goal. And that's exactly what I do right now. As I'm leaving, I say, you know what, I can't be bothered to do this. This is incredibly toxic behavior. But I'm letting the Azumarill go by. I'm letting the Blissey go by. And I'm saying, okay, you know what, now it's 3 seconds left. Trigger that goal getter. 32, 34, 34. We got 100. Meanwhile, my whole team is dead. The Regieleki is at our base. And people can just kind of go and score if they want to, or just not. Yeah, they can just go and get Rayquaza. And yeah, that's going to be a very scary thing to defend. Everybody wants to surrender, and I kind of agree with that. But I figure, you know what, let's keep it going a little bit. The Pikachu somehow catches the end of my Unite move, which is amazing. But it's fine. It's fine. Look, the Blissey's gonna score 100, and I say, you know what? I've got 22. I'm busy. 6, 8, 8. Boom. What do you say about that? So same thing. I'm just gonna farm up a little bit. I'm just gonna do some clay dolls, KO some clay dolls here, and get as much energy as I can. Right now I have 6, but we have 1 minute left, so that's 12. 9 is 18. 12 is 24. We're going to run over to the... No, we're not going to do the Escavalier. No. We're going to go and score that 24. Are we even going to go back at this point? No, I don't think so. I think we know that how far gone it is, so we're just going to, do as much as we can. The Escavalier is going to go down. We get 14. And the enemy team is thinking the exact same thing. They're just like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to stay here. Why not? There's a Guardian Pikachu here, but it doesn't matter when you're Dodrio and you just want to score, tiny little increments of points every time. And ally team's just sitting there like, what is this guy doing? Why is he just running around the enemy base trying to score points? What does it matter? I'm going to charge as fast as I can in there. Do I get one more? Yeah, 28, 30. Right at the last second. So I get another like 58 right at the last second. And here I'm feeling good. I'm like, okay, I think I've scored a lot of points. Let's see if it actually made a difference. And the problem here was that it did make a difference, but not nearly as much of a difference as I would have liked. That's 456 to 1018. And again, me going and scoring does it has its merits. We got 332 points. However, I think this is probably one of my first, if not, I could only probably count on one hand the amount of times that I've had a 4-digit victory or loss. I don't think I've ever seen a 4-digit victory or loss until today. So the enemy team just all decided to put on their big boy pants and score as much as they could. And they did it. They did it. They really, really did it. If my team was able to defend a little bit better, maybe this would have turned out a little bit different. But again, I believe because of how consistently my end screens kind of look like this, that I am part of the problem. If not, I am the problem in these games. Because as good as that score is, if that is what happens to the rest of the team because of that, no, I don't like that at all. Anyway, we've got one more game here, and I want to show you what it's like when things actually go well. All right, so let's get into that. Let's get into the last game. Okay, so going into the last game here, same thing, Doduo in the jungle, but let's do it right this time. We still have Goal Getter, we're still going for Drill Peck, and we're still going for Agility, because that combination to me is the way that I like to play. And the thing about Pokemon Unite is you kind of can just play in the way that works for you, and you kind of create a meta or a play style just based off of that. So Nice and easy. Your beginning rotation, I usually like to go for just the Xatu straight to the Escavalier so that I have that extra firepower to go and take down the ball toys, or even go and take down the Excelgor if I so choose. Right here, there's a Mew who wants to eat my lunch, and I say, you know what? Eat my lunch. I don't need it. Until I get really mad at him, and I'm like, you know what? I want to take him out. I want to take him out. I want to fight this Mew. And then I stop. I stop and I take the Duraludon. I eat the Duraludon's lunch. And I say, all right, you know what? I'll be back later. I saw Charmander and I saw the Chansey, the Blissey guarding that goal. So I thought, you know what? Let's go up top. Let's see if we can't score this 10 there. And it's, again, super easy, barely an inconvenience. Gonna go right for the Drill Peck in level 5, where the Raboot is just kicking fireballs at me all day. Yeah. Again, I'm eating all the lunches here. I'm obnoxious. I am obnoxious with this. I will absolutely admit that. But obnoxiously scoring points. The team is able to stay alive, and I am able to score a ton of points over the course of the game, and everything works out really well. And when it works well, it works well. So here I get another 5. I'm going to go and score that. Oh, well, there you go. You can go and eat their lunch if the rest of your team is going to go and eat the citrus of the enemy team. Easy peasy. Caught a... What was it? I caught the Mew pretty nicely there, but totally by accident. And every single time I get any kind of points, I'm just like, okay, nope, we got to go and score. I do not like holding on to energy. I am allergic to energy. I need it gone. Need it gone. Wasn't able to score up at the top, up over at that tier 2 node there. So I thought, you know what, let's just score it here. The beautiful thing about Dodrio is even when you have people wailing on you, you could just score incrementally, and eventually you will go and score everything that you have. Best to score tiny little increments and then go and steal a citrus. Let's see if I can KO this pussy. Okay, they did. Great job. So again, this game looks promising so far. We were able to take down that node. Meanwhile, the enemy team was able to take out the top node, which isn't ideal for us, but it does mean that the enemy team is upstairs, is up top, meaning that we have all the room in the world to go and take out the Regirock, get that extra defense for the team fight that we're not having, and can go and score 4 more points. That is the way that we want to do it, because we again have that attack weight, that AS cookie. I believe at this point I probably have them maxed out. They only go up, I believe it's 6 increments, and I believe I've scored far more than 6 times. There's an enemy up at the enemy jungle there, so I decided to hop in a bush and finish off the Excelgor there, and then hop back over to the node and score those points. Because you can't be holding on to energy. You're allergic to energy as a Dodrio. You don't want it. Found the Cinderace, do not want to mess with it. And then I just decided to Unite move, except it went to Kevin for some reason. So that was fun. I am able to take out the Cinderace there. Actually, Kevin was. Nice. The cool thing about Dodrio is that boosted attack is kind of your main source of damage, but your agility and your Drill Peck not only help you get there faster, but they also help build up that sprint gauge. Also, Drill Peck does give you a little bit of lifesteal, so if you're able to use that and then go for your boosted attack, you're going to do tons of damage. You're going to heal up. It's a good time. So again, I farm up a little bit of points, and wait for it, I'm allergic to points, so I'm going to go and score that 6. The Drill Peck is Drill Peck Plus now, so I figure I think I can probably go and use this. So I go and fight the Mew, and I immediately say, no, I don't want to fight the Mew. At this point, it's just collect berries, do as much damage as humanly possible, run in that straight line, and miss a couple times. Because it's really hard to aim with what you're doing with Dodrio. You run in a direction, you get, you attack straight, you run into the enemy team, and you're going back. your drill peck runs in a straight direction, your tri-attack shoots in a straight direction, you need to like really commit to the direction that you're going if you want to actually do damage as Dodrio. The only thing that really turns while it's attacking is your Unite move. Agility doesn't actually do damage. So let's see if we can take out this Blissey. That would be so nice. Or at least the Gengar. Ooh, we're able to take out the Gengar here. The Charizard does go down with the Unite move. I'm just going to kind of run around, peck him to death. There he goes. And again, I have too much energy. I am allergic to energy. I've got to get rid of it. So this might be a good time to consider using the Goal Getter. There it is. And score at least one. And then die. So I lose my 24 points, but I did get to score, I want to say like 12 or something like that, whatever that number was. I just said it and forgot. Meanwhile, the team fight's going on. I'm usually the first to die in this kind of situation. And my team didn't have a great time with it. So I think, man, like, I think my verdict with Dodrio is when it doesn't work, I am the problem. I am 100% the problem. Where, you know, I initiate the team fights and then I die, so I'm not able to participate in the team fights, right? And then my team wants to capitalize on whatever damage I've done, so they go in, except they don't have enough damage, so they die. So it's not a great situation for anybody except for the other team. But let's see if we can't clutch out something decent here. Yeah, we lost another Regieleki. These are how these games have been going these days with Dodrio. It's not great. But like 70-something% win rate, right? 72% win rate. You'd think that the games would be going a little better than this, but this is just kind of how everything's going these days. Cramorant's able to do a little bit of damage to that Regieleki, but meanwhile the Blissey is just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go score. Let's see, however, if you look at the minimap, on the top left, Duraludon is about to score 100, actually does score the 50 5 seconds before times 2 points, which is unfortunate, but really you got to score those points when you can score those points. There's no guarantee that Duraludon would be able to. Anyway, the little notification saying we're struggling to keep up did show up, so we are a certain amount of points behind still, so we actually do need this Rayquaza if we want anything. However, I am able to drill peck my way in, take that Rayquaza, and now it's just time to go and score some hundos here. So we scored a hundo over here. The Mew is going down, so I'm able to take a little bit more EOS energy from there. And at this point, we were about to score 200 more points, so the enemy team was like, nah, I'm not having any of that. Let's get on out of here. So those are the games. That game, honestly, if we hadn't got Rayquaza, we wouldn't have won. I'm just gonna go and say that right now. If we didn't get Rayquaza, we would not have won. We did win by 77 points, and that was too close for comfort. Again, you can see that I got 197 points here. The highest scoring, the scoringest Pokemon in the game, right? But at what cost, right? You're able to get some picks every now and then. You're able to score a ton of points, but I believe that by doing that, you're actually stopping your allies by getting points, stopping your allies from getting points, because you're so focused on scoring. The other team is so focused on taking out everybody else that isn't you, right? At some point, you got to just say like, I can't contend with the Dodrio. Just let the Dodrio be Dodrio. I'm going to go win the game by knocking out every other Pokemon. Anyway, let me also show you a quick snapshot of my emblems. You can see I do go full movement speed, 7 yellow, 4 white, just for that little bit of HP. But really you want that 12% movement speed, because as Dodrio, like I keep saying, you got to get around the map. You got to go all over the place. Anyway, that has been the video for today. I want to thank you so much for watching this and for, listening to me ramble about some very terrible Unite games. I apologize for the lack of sound in this video, lack of game sound. I wish that it would have been in there, but for whatever reason, when I looked at the recordings, that sound wasn't in there. So it was either record that whole 30-minute thing again, or just apologize for it and do it better next time. And I chose that one. Apart from that, let me know what kind of Pokemon you want to see next, because you know what? I've been itching to try out a couple of different Pokemon, and I've been trying out a couple of different Pokemon in Unite. Yeah, because Dodrio, I think, has kind of fallen off my list. I really wanted it to be the one, but yeah, we fell quite a bit from that 73% win rate. Let's go and look at what it is right now. What is that win rate? That win rate is now sitting at, yeah, that's a 53. So in another 20 games, we managed to drop over just about 20, or maybe exactly 20% in win rate. So that kind of sucks. We're going to move on, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Don't be part of the problem.